I've heard things about the scene in Ontario, but can you talk a little bit about like the dance music scene? Like, is it growing there, or how do you feel about it?
So like, let's talk before, like pre-COVID.
Yeah.
Pre-COVID, the scene in Ontario is amazing. We have Toronto, right?
Right.
Toronto has like amazing venues.
Mm-hmm.
And then on top of venues, we have big festivals like Ever After, Veld, Escapade, like all these big festivals that people in North America know about, right?
Yeah.
So it's really good to be surrounded by that. And in my opinion, I feel like being in Ontario is like it's like a smaller scale living in California, like LA, where you're surrounded by everything. Like if you want to make it big, it's so much easier to be in LA and kind of like make it big because everything is around you, right?
Yeah.
For me, on a smaller scale, Ontario is perfect.
Good.
The people are awesome. They love EDM. I'm blessed to have grown in the era of like the best era of EDM, in my opinion, which is like 2010, like Swedish House Mafia, Armin van Buuren, Tiesto, Steve Angelo, Hardwell, like all these guys, right? So EDM was on the top. This is like hip hop was the underground. EDM was at the top. So for me, it was awesome to see that. And me trying to explain it to the new generation is so difficult to be like, I wish you guys remember. It makes me feel like I'm so old. You know what I mean? I'm like only 29.
Same.
I'm like, I wish you guys remember this place. I wish you guys remember that place. So I got to see how everything is. Yeah. And how the crowd kind of like went from hardcore EDM into nobody liking EDM into bass making such a big push that everybody's switching to EDM again.
Got it.
And like a lot of respect to that, you know, like before dubstep and bass, or dubstep as like a genre, people would be like, what the hell is this? You know, like I can't listen to this. This is weird. This is underground. But now it's like becoming so mainstream. That everybody, if you don't listen to bass, you're kind of weird. Look at TikTok. Like they're doing all these, it's funny to watch them do these like things of people reacting to that one track. And I'm like, you guys don't even know what this is, but like, it's cool that you're seeing, you're listening to that. It's not just trap music and hip hop anymore. Right. Yeah. So we're blessed in Ontario to have that. We have a really good older people crowd that appreciate, OG music, in my opinion, like trance, like psytrance, like all these things where I would go and I would see people my age and older. I would get DMs of people that are like in their 50s, literally messaging me and saying, I'm trying to show my kids your tracks because like they don't understand like how I grew up on this. This is amazing. This is this is that. And I'm like, you know what? I don't care that I'm not famous. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care that I'm massive, getting millions of streams. All I care about is that one person DMing me saying, hey man, thank you for this. This is actually changing my life. And I'm like, I did my job right there. Right. That makes me happy. I'm satisfied. You know what I mean?
Life through your music. Yeah.
Exactly. And I see that here in Ontario.
That's amazing.
The second thing that I like about Ontario is that me living here, I can live a normal life. You know what I mean? Like just because I'm from here and I grew up here, people don't treat you like you're a celebrity. Right. Like I'm best friends with Loud Luxury. We're from the same city.
Oh, that's so funny. Yeah. Okay.
We're literally from the same city. So when they come here, we can just walk down the street normal. You know what I mean? Like they know me because I worked here and I'm still me. Doesn't matter if I'm Khardiac or not. And on top of that, I'm standing right next to a real celebrity, like Loud Luxury, walking down the street. Everybody's just like, oh, hey, Joe. Hey, Kitab. Like, how are you guys? You know, I like that. And that is huge in Ontario because people here just appreciate what you have done and they don't like, how do I explain it? It's not like in Europe where when I went to play Ultra, people were like treating me weird, like not weird. They were like fangirling-ish. Yes. And that shocked me because until that moment, I didn't know that people listen to my stuff, regardless of my Spotify, like streams and stuff like this. It was always like, oh, whatever, I'm failing until like I landed and like at the airport, somebody's like, hey man, are you Khardiac? And I was like, oh, come on, who set you up to this? Like, are you serious? You know what I mean? It's like, awesome. Are you serious? It's because that's the only like bad thing about living here is because I know everybody and nobody treats you different. You know, they treat you just the way they know you from high school.
Oh, I love that, girl.
Yeah, it's like, and we're here in London, Ontario, where I live. It's a university city.
Okay, gotcha.
So we have University of Western Ontario, which is like one of the biggest in Canada. Okay. So you have people from all over Ontario, from all over Canada coming here. And me, when I worked at the entertainment company that I did, we ran clubs and events here in London. So I dealt with a lot of people from like all over Canada. Sure. So wherever I go, I have like those friends, those contacts of just like kind of making me feel like I'm at home, which is really good. And this is one of the reasons why I don't want to leave. A lot of people pushing me to like leave and go to LA or move to to Europe. And I'm just like, I can't do that. Like,
it sounds so hard. It sounds like you're comfortable in your home. I think it's just a completely different attitude. And like, you can imagine it's interesting. I think if you move to LA, you become a small fish in a big pond, and everyone's doing the same thing and everybody wants something. And I just think it's work ethic wise great. And I think it's inspiring, but I'm the same as you. Like, I live in New Jersey. I have no plans of leaving. Yeah. I like it quiet, and you like to like let your work speak for yourself.